Students, welcome back to social science class. Today let us continue the civics second lesson, national symbols and the national integration. In last class we have discussed last about the national flag and rules of the national flag. Today let us start with our national emblem. And you can see the picture there, that is our national emblem. Maybe you have learned in the small classes and all about our national emblem, national bird and national animals and all. Again let us remember that. And you see the picture, it is the true version of the base portion of the Ashoka pillar at Saranath. I'll show you Ashoka pillar at Saranath. And this is the Ashoka pillar at Saranath. And this emblem has taken from this Ashoka pillar at Saranath, and as its base as lions are there, and this is called as the lion base. Now let us see more about our national emblem. The lion base of Saranath is our national emblem or imprint. In the original sculpture, 4 lions are standing on a platform. Here in this picture you can see 3, but backside also it is there. 4 lions are standing on a platform facing 4 directions. These 4 lions also facing the 4 directions and with the back facing each other. These are facing back each other. The base is round in shape and there is a wheel in all the 4 directions. All the 4 directions you can see the wheels, and between the wheel you can see their images of elephant, bull, horse and lion. And the wheel at the base is known as the wheel of Dharma. Even on the white strip of the flag, the symbol of wheel is found in blue color. We have already discussed about that, is it? Okay. Now, the government of India adopted our national emblem on 26th January 1950. And here in this picture you can see some Hindi, they have written Satyameva Jayade. Devanagari script means that is Hindi script, and this line is called as Satyameva Jayade, meaning truth alone prevails. And this line has taken from the Mundaka Upanishad. It is found at the bottom of the base of our emblem. Understood now? Next, let us discuss about the national animal and the national bird. You all know about the national animal and the national bird. Nothing is there to say. Our national animal is the tiger, and it is very attractive and very majestic to see, and its physique is very strong. And next is our national bird, the peacock. The peacock is our national bird. Its feather at the top of its head look like a cap, and which is very attractive to see and very beautiful that to see. Next, let us discuss about national integration. What is the meaning of national integration? National integration means living harmoniously without having hatred, jealousy or prejudice against another person or community. Means with unity, without any problems, with unity we are living together. That is known as the national integration. It means one respecting the other and living in amity, means unity. It is the feeling of living as equal members in the family of nation. We all are the members of a nation, is like a members of a family, like that we are living. National integration refers to that situation where all the people of the country feel they all are one, although differences with regard to race, religion, culture and language. National integration means that we Indians have differences are there, like different races are there, different religion we are following, different culture we are following, we are speaking different languages. Then also we all are one, we all are Indians. That feeling is there, no? That is known as the national integration. It is necessary to create such feeling among all for building a strong nation. This feeling should be each and everybody's mind, it should be there, and it only will make a strong nation. The national integration is one which strengthens the feeling of equality among all the people. And what is the importance of the national integration? The national integration is necessary to create unity among the people. It is also necessary to create the feeling of oneness to achieve the self-vested interest and develop the nation. Means if we are having the feeling of unity in the mind, then only we can develop a nation. National integration prominently encouraged in achieving national unity, brotherhood and equality. If we are having national integrity in our mind, then only we can achieve brotherhood and unity. Next one is diversity. And this is manifested in the natural diversity, biodiversity and diversity in life of the people. Diversity means differences. Different types of differences are there in our country, like natural differences are there, biodiversity is there, and the life of the people different, like culture, lifestyle, everything is different, and so many differences are there in our country. Now let us see each and every one. And natural diversity. India contains high mountain ranges, very low rivers, large plains. In the same way, there are regions with severe cold and high temperature. And here we can see in our country, if we are taking, we can see high mountain ranges are there, low rivers are there, and plateau regions are there. And the same way, we can see that cold regions are there and high temperature regions are there. There are hot deserts here, and the nature has blessed us with dense forest and fresh lake, waterfalls, attractive beaches and hundreds of small islands. These are the, we can say together, we can say that is the natural diversity of our country. And biodiversity is huge. Only a few nations in the world have such biodiversity. Till now we have identified and described that different group of plants in India and different species of animal life is there, and it includes 1232 kinds of birds and 2546 groups of fish. An appreciable variety of living organism is valuable assets of India, and different types of species are there, birds, animals, and different types of plants, trees, and all these are there in our country. In this way we can see we are having appreciable variety of living organisms in the valuable assets. Next one is population diversity. People belonging to different communities live in India. There is a diversity in appearance, physique, language, food, manner, customs and religions. See, in India we can see different types of people are there, and their physical appearance will be different type, and their languages are different, and food style is different. Example, you can say North Indian and South Indians are different style of food habits are there, and their customs and their religion and festivals, these all are different we can see. It is required to travel throughout India to know the beauty of life of the people. If you are traveling throughout the India, we can feel the differences of Indian people, but so many differences are there also, Indians are one. Next one is unity in diversity. The living culture of community that has faith in different language, culture and religion is called unity in diversity. Means so many differences are there, like language, culture and religion, and then also we all are feeling that we all are one. India is a diverse nation and ranked second in the world in population. In population, India is in second place. Our country has geographical diversity also. Everyone can follow the religion of his choice. There is no state religion, okay, and we can follow whatever religion we like. They can mix with the social life by way of speaking their own regional languages, and we can find unity in diversity among different people who live together. And people belonging to multicultural who have faith in different language, culture and religion live in India. We find unity in diversity among the people who lead a variety of life. Our constitution has recognized the diversity. Diversity is the strength of India and never a weakness. Differences are there in India, but it is not a weakness of India. That is the strength of the country. Understood, no? Next, let us go for the factors hindering the national integration. Next, let us discuss about the factors hindering the national integration. Hindering means which is making the difficulty for the integration of our country. Some problems it is creating to the integration of our country. Let us see what are the problems. First one is casteism. Casteism means looking down upon the people of other caste. Means a difference, they are making difference between the caste, lower caste, upper caste, that divisions they are making. They are separating the people according to the caste. That is the casteism. A feeling of superiority of one's own caste is casteism. And casteism is a very dangerous to the feeling of the unity. And the caste feeling have spread in all walks of our life. Therefore, the narrow feeling are developing. Therefore, casteism is a problem for the unity of our country. Next one is communalism. Communalism means a feeling of superiority of one's own religion. Casteism we discussed, that is about the caste, superiority on the different castes, and here religion, feeling of superiority of one's own religion over the others and fighting only for the sake of religion is known as the communalism or sectarianism. And now let us see what is communalism. Communalism means fighting for the sake of the religion. Means different religions are fighting each other for their sake of their religion. Our religion is superior, like that they are saying, and they are fighting for their religion. That is known as communalism. And communalism disturbs the peace of the society, and therefore it leads to the loss of property and lives. Apart from this, it also disturbs the feeling of friendship and harmony, and it is also disturbing the feeling of the friendship and harmony in the society. It is creating more problem in the society, and communism has become an obstacle by way of creating misunderstanding among the people of different religion, and communism has crippled our development. And if communism means it is the obstacle for the development of our country. Next one is regionalism. Next one is regionalism. Regionalism is another factor of factor for to obstacle of our national integration, and it is another problem for our national integration, regionalism, and it is the feeling of one's narrow commitment towards one's own geographic region. And at the same time, since our constitution recognizes the federal structure of state, preserving regional language, culture and administration is also important. And according to our constitution, different we have the right to follow our regional languages, culture and administration also. Hence, one-sided love to regionalism is affect the national integrity is not healthy. Means according to their region, where they are living, according to that region, they are fighting for their regions. That is known as the regionalism, and it is also affecting our national integrity. And we should understand that we are Indians first, and then we are also part of a region or a language. Regionalism should not become separatism. This hurts the national integration very much. I hope you all understood this topic. Next class, I'll give you notes. Thank you, students.